Chosen one, stop what you are doing right now, because what I am about to speak over your life is not something you found by accident. You were guided here. There is a reason this video appeared in front of you at this exact moment, on this exact day, in the middle of everything you are quietly carrying. And if you try to scroll past this, something inside you will pull you back, because part of you already knows. You were marked before you were born. You carry something that almost no one on this earth fully understands. Not even you yet. But that is about to change. Stay here, because in the next few minutes, I am going to open your eyes to what has always been true about you. And once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. This is your moment. Do not walk away from it. I am speaking directly to you, not to the crowd, not to the thousands of others who may watch this, but to you. The one whose heart just shifted when those first words landed. You felt something, did you not? A recognition, a stirring. That feeling is not imagination. That feeling is confirmation. The spirit inside you knows the sound of truth, and it responds before the mind can even form a thought. So, listen carefully, because everything I am about to release into this atmosphere is for you. Type the word yes in the comments right now if you believe you were led here for a reason. Let it be your first act of agreement. Let it be the moment you say to heaven and to yourself, I am ready to receive what has been prepared for me. You have always felt different. And I do not mean different in the way people use that word lightly. I mean different in a way that has sometimes made you feel profoundly alone. Different in a way that made you wonder, at your lowest points, whether something was wrong with you. Different in a way that made the people closest to you look at you with confusion, even when they loved you, because they could not follow the depth of what you were sensing, what you were processing, what you were carrying inside. You felt things more intensely than those around you. You thought about things more deeply than conversations around you were willing to go. You noticed things that others walked past without a second glance. And for a long time, maybe for most of your life, you tried to make yourself smaller. You tried to match the frequency of the room you were in. You tried to explain yourself to people who were not equipped to understand you. And every time you did, something inside you went quiet. That difference you carry is not a flaw. It was never a flaw. It is a function. It is the way you were engineered for the level of purpose you were designed to carry. The sensitivity you have, the depth of your perception, the way you feel the emotional temperature of a room before anyone speaks. The way you have always known on some level that there was more to this life than what was being handed to you. All of that is evidence. Evidence of what you were made for. You are not broken. You are built differently. And the world does not always know what to do with things it cannot categorize. Type the number 1 in the comments if you have ever felt like no one truly understood you, even in a room full of people who loved you. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Let me tell you something that changed everything for me when I finally understood it. There is a difference between a delay and a detour. A delay means something went wrong. A detour means the original route was not capable of handling what you are carrying. Almost every moment in your life that felt like a delay was not a delay. It was a detour. It was the road adjusting itself to accommodate the weight of what you are meant to carry into your next chapter. Think about the moments that felt like they were breaking you. Think about the season that felt the longest, the heaviest, the most disorienting. Think about the year you told yourself was lost. The door that closed right when you thought it was about to open. Now ask yourself this. Who would you be right now if none of those things had happened? Would you have the discernment you have developed? Would you have the quiet, unshakable knowing that has begun to form inside you like bedrock? No, you would not, because depth does not come from smooth roads. Depth comes from having to dig for something when the surface gave you nothing. You were not abandoned in those seasons. You were being built. Type the number 2 in the comments if something in your life that once looked like a loss is now starting to reveal its purpose. There is something I need to address directly, because I know it is sitting in the back of your mind, even as you watch this. You have asked the question in one form or another, usually at night, usually in the quiet moments when there is nothing left to distract you. The question sounds something like this: why is it taking so long? Or maybe it sounds like this: have I made too many mistakes to still be on track? Or maybe it is this: is the dream I have been carrying still possible? Or did I miss the window? I hear that question, and I want you to hear me when I say that the very fact that you are still asking it is your answer. People who are truly off track do not wonder if they are off track. They stop wondering. They settle. They stop reaching for the question because they have stopped reaching altogether. But you are still here. You are still asking. You are still reaching towards something you cannot fully name yet. That is not confusion. That is faithfulness. That is you honoring the call that has been placed inside you, even when the evidence has been slow to show up. And I need you to know the evidence is coming. It was not cancelled. It has been accumulating behind the scenes in ways that will make absolute sense when the door finally opens. There is a pattern I have observed in the lives of people who carry the kind of purpose you carry, and it looks like this. The period directly before the greatest breakthroughs in their lives was also the period that felt the most like nothing was happening. The silence before the acceleration is always the deepest silence. The stillness before the shift is always the most disorienting stillness. If you are in that silence right now, understand that the silence is not absence. The silence is preparation. What is coming is so much larger than what you expected that it required more time to construct. Do not mistake the construction period for cancellation. Take one slow breath right now. Breathe in everything that has been building inside you. Every unanswered prayer. Every night you held on when letting go would have been easier. Every morning you chose to get up and try again. And as you breathe out, release the fear that it was all for nothing. It was not for nothing. It was all for this. Type the word "ready" in the comments if you feel like you are standing on the edge of something new. And if you would like to subscribe to this channel, press the subscribe button now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a word that was meant for you. There are messages coming to this channel that your spirit will need at exactly the right time. Staying connected to this space is part of the preparation. Now I want to talk about something that most people in your life have never been able to see about you. Something that has been both your greatest gift and your heaviest burden. You feel things before they happen, not always dramatically. Sometimes it is just a knowing that arrives before the explanation. A sense that something is shifting before the shift is visible. A recognition that something is wrong before anyone else in the room has picked up on it. A quiet pull towards something or away from something that you cannot always justify with logic, but that has, when you have followed it, proven to be right. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is something that operates at a level deeper than observation. It is wisdom that bypasses the analytical mind and speaks directly through the interior of who you are. And for most of your life, the people around you either did not have this or did not acknowledge it, which meant you often had to carry it alone. You had to learn to trust something no one else could see. You had to act on information that arrived without explanation. But through all of it, that interior knowing never went away because it is not yours to lose. It was placed inside you, and it is growing stronger by the day. Type the number 3 if you have ever followed a feeling you could not explain, and it turned out to be exactly right. Now, let us keep going, because what is still ahead in this message is the part your spirit has been waiting to hear. I want to speak now about the people who have left your life. There were people you thought would be there forever. People who walked with you through seasons that mattered deeply. And then something shifted, sometimes dramatically, sometimes so quietly you almost missed the moment it happened. And they were gone. What you lost was not just the relationship. What you lost was the version of your future that included them. And that kind of loss takes longer to name, longer to heal, longer to understand. But here is what I need you to know about every person who has moved out of your life. Not every departure is a betrayal. Some departures are protection. Some departures are direction. Some departures are the landscape of your life, rearranging itself to make room for what is actually aligned with who you are becoming. You cannot carry your next chapter on the shoulders of people who were built for your last one. The empty space that a departure creates is not a void. It is a vacancy, and vacancies get filled. Not always immediately, but the alignment that is coming into your life was waiting for the misalignment to move out of the way. Stay open to what is forming. Type the number 4 in the comments if you have learned something important about yourself through a loss you did not choose. Now I want to give you something you can carry when you close this video. Not just words, not just comfort, but something to practice. Because the difference between content that changes you and content that merely feels good is whether it gives you something to do. This practice is small, it is quiet, But if you do it with intention every day for the next 30 days, it will change the way you experience your own life. Every morning, before you look at your phone, before you check anything, before you speak to anyone, place one hand on your chest and say this out loud. I am exactly where I need to be. I am not behind. I am not broken. I am not forgotten. I am on the way to something my eyes have not seen yet, and I trust the road. Say it quietly if you need to. Say it in the dark if the sun is not up. Say it even on the days it does not feel true, especially those days. Because those are the days when the practice does its most important work. You are not pretending. You are not lying to yourself. You are speaking to the part of yourself that forgets. You are reminding the deepest part of you of what is already true. The mind forgets. The emotions fluctuate, but the spirit holds what it was told to hold. Speak to it every morning. Give it the truth to carry. Type the word morning in the comments if you are going to try this practice. Let it be an agreement you make with yourself right now. There is a convergence happening in your life. Things that have been developing separately, skills you have been building without knowing why, relationships that seemed minor when they started, ideas that have been living quietly in the back of your mind for longer than you can remember. They are beginning to move toward each other. You may have noticed this as a feeling that something is coming together, even if you cannot yet say what. You may have noticed it as renewed energy around, something you had almost given up on. You may have noticed it as a sudden clarity about a direction that has been blurry for a long time. Do not dismiss these signals. Do not explain them away. Faith is not the ability to see the whole staircase. Faith is choosing to take the next step in the direction you know is right, even when the step after that is still in the dark. You have been in a preparation season for longer than you expected. And that season carries a particular loneliness because the preparation is invisible to the people around you. They see what you are doing on the surface. And sometimes in a preparation season, what you are doing on the surface looks like very little. It looks like you are waiting. But the work you have been doing in the interior, the discipline in private, the faithfulness in small things, the days you chose integrity when no one was watching, the times you kept going when stopping would have been easier. All of that is infrastructure. Buildings that last are built on foundations that take the longest to lay. You have been laying foundation. The building is coming. Type the number 5 in the comments if you feel like you have been in a preparation season that the people around you cannot fully see. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. I want to speak about confidence now, but not in the way that word is usually used. Not the confidence that comes from success or approval or accomplishment. That kind of confidence is real, but it is borrowed. It depends on conditions. It rises and falls based on what is happening around you. The confidence I am talking about is something different. It is the kind that exists below the conditions. It is the quiet assurance that says, Even here, even through this, I am not finished. I am not lost. I am not forgotten. This is the confidence forming in you right now. Not because things are perfect, but because you have been through enough to know that you are not the kind of person who breaks permanently. You have bent, you have stumbled, but you got up every time. And that pattern of rising is evidence. Evidence of something in you that does not quit. And that thing that does not quit in you is not personality. It is purpose. Purpose does not let you stay down because purpose has somewhere to be. And you have somewhere to be. Type the word rising in the comments. If you have been through something that should have finished you, but did not, you are entering a season of acceleration. I need you to hear that, without the part of you that has been disappointed before stepping in to protect you from hoping again. I know that part is there. I honor the protection, but open just enough to let this in. What is coming is not the same as what has passed. The alignment forming around your life now is of a different quality than what you have experienced before. Not because the universe is finally deciding to be kind, but because you are different. You are not the same person who was disappointed before. You have been formed through that disappointment. You carry something now that you did not carry then. And what you carry determines what you can receive. You have been prepared for something you were not yet ready for when the preparation began. You are ready now, not perfect, not finished, but ready in the way that matters, ready in the interior, ready in your foundation, ready in your capacity to hold what is coming without it overwhelming you. The acceleration is already beginning. You may not feel it yet as acceleration. You may feel it as a subtle shift in the atmosphere of your life. A feeling that something is different, even if you cannot say exactly what. A sense that the ground beneath you has changed, even though it looks the same. Pay attention to that feeling. It is not wishful thinking. It is perception. Your interior radar is picking up on movement that has not yet become visible. Trust it. Move with it. The proof is forming around you. Type the number 6 in the comments if you feel like something in your life is shifting, even though you cannot fully name it yet. I want to speak now about what is coming into your life in this next season, and specifically about the people. Because the relationships being aligned with you now are different from the ones that surrounded you in earlier chapters. They will recognize you in ways that feel almost startling. They will understand things about you that you have spent years trying to explain to people who could not hear it. They will not drain you the way certain connections in your past have drained you. They will add to you. They will challenge you in ways that make you grow rather than shrink. And the reason this is happening now and not earlier is not coincidence. It is alignment. You have been growing into the version of yourself that these people can find. The loneliness of your previous seasons was not punishment. It was clarity being developed. It was your discernment being sharpened, so that when the right people arrive, you will know them immediately. You will feel it. And you will not talk yourself out of it the way you might have before. Pay attention to who shows up in your life in the coming weeks and months. Pay attention to conversations that feel different. Encounters that leave you feeling more like yourself rather than less. Do not rush past those moments. Let them be what they are. Evidence that the alignment is working. Type the word connection in the comments if you are ready for relationships that truly see you. Keep watching until the end of this video. What I am about to release in the final section is the part that ties everything together and you will want to hear it whole. Now I want to give you the final thing. The thing I have been building toward this entire message, because everything set up to this point has been leading here. To this one truth, which is perhaps the simplest thing I could say, and yet the most difficult to fully receive. You are enough right now. Not when the breakthrough comes. Not when the doors open. Not when the recognition arrives. Not when the proof shows up. Right now, in this exact moment. With everything you have and have not yet done. With every mistake you have made and every dream you have not yet reached. With every wound you are still carrying and every question you have not yet answered. You are enough. Not as an excuse to stop growing. Not as a reason to stop reaching, but as the foundation. As the ground you stand on while you grow. As the truth that holds you while you keep becoming. You have spent too long measuring your worth against your progress. Too long treating your value as a variable that depends on outcomes. Too long living as though you need to earn the right to take up space in your own life. That ends now, not because I am telling you to feel something you do not feel, but because the truth does not wait for your feelings to catch up to it. The truth is already true. And the truth is this: you were made with precision, placed with intention, and sustained with care. Every breath you have taken has been a gift. Every morning you have woken up has been an invitation. You are not here by accident. You have never been here by accident. And where you are going is not an accident either. So rise, not loudly, not dramatically, not in any way that requires anyone else to notice. Just rise inside yourself. Rise in the privacy of your own knowing. Choose in this moment to believe that your life is moving towards something meaningful. Choose to believe that the preparation was real, that the suffering was not wasted, that the closed doors were redirections, that the losses were not the final word, that the silence was not abandonment, that you are not behind, that you are not forgotten, that you are not too late. Choose all of that, not because it is easy, but because it is true, and carry that choosing into tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Type the word chosen in the comments if this message has confirmed something you have known about yourself for a long time, but have not always had the courage to say out loud. If you have made it to this point in the video, I want you to know that was not by accident either. You stayed because something inside you needed every word. You stayed because you are someone who goes all the way when something matters to you. That quality is part of what makes you who you are. It is part of what will carry you through everything still ahead. Do not let this moment be the last time you receive something like this. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and turn on your notifications, because there are messages coming that were made for seasons you are about to enter. You will want them waiting for you when you need them. Every message on this channel is for you. Every word here is spoken with you in mind. Type the word subscribe in the comments if you are committing to stay connected to this space. Before you go, think of one person in your life right now who is in the middle of a heavy season. Someone who is carrying something that feels too big. Someone in the silence wondering if they have been forgotten. Share this video with that person, not with a long explanation. Just send it with a simple message that says, "This made me think of you." Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone who is struggling is to remind them that someone else sees them. Be that reminder for someone today. Be the reason someone else stays. You came here for a message and you received one. But you also left something here. You left an opening, an agreement, a willingness to receive. And that willingness is the most important thing you could have offered. The rest, the breakthroughs, the alignments, the open doors, they always follow willingness. They always find the open hand. Keep your hand open. Keep your heart open. Keep your eyes open for the evidence that is already beginning to appear. It is there. It has always been there. This is not the end of what was started in this message. This is the beginning. Go into your day carrying this. And when the evidence arrives, and it will arrive, come back and tell us. Share what happened. Share what shifted. Share what opened. Because your testimony is part of the message, too. Your story is part of what someone else who comes to this space will need to hear. You are not just a recipient of this work. You are part of it. Type the words "I am ready" in the comments. Not as a performance, as a declaration to yourself and to everything that is listening. I am ready. Say it again if you need to. I am ready. Now go and live like it is true, because it is. Chosen one, tonight is a night unlike any other, and you can feel it, can't you? Something is moving in the unseen. Something is stirring in the air, pressing gently against your spirit, awakening a knowing you cannot explain with logic. This is not just another night that comes and goes. This is the night when momentum shifts, when doors unlock, when the story turns a corner. And if you are here, if this message has reached you, then you are exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. There is no accident in this, no coincidence. This is divine timing, and God has allowed these words to find you, because He knows you are ready. Hear me clearly, chosen one. You are about to receive that will change your life in a lasting way. The power that has been quietly waiting inside you, hidden beneath layers of weariness, disappointment, delay, and long seasons of silence, is beginning to awaken. You may not feel the full weight of it yet, but it is there. And tonight, it will rise in ways you never could have manufactured on your own. This is not merely a message. It is an invitation, a holy summons to step into the higher life God has been forming in you. Do not treat this moment lightly. This is a turning point, a pivot in your journey, a gift from God, carefully planned, lovingly prepared, and timed with precision. If you are hearing this now, it is because you are chosen. This is not random. This is not luck. This is destiny meeting obedience. You have been selected for a purpose far greater than what the world has been able to see at first glance. You are part of something bigger than your current circumstances, bigger than your past, bigger than the labels that were placed on you. This is your time to rise, to awaken to the power within you. So, I'm asking you to engage with me, not because the universe needs your comment, but because your spirit needs your agreement. Write one number in the comments, 777 or 99, the one that resonates most with your soul and speaks to the shift you know is coming. It's a simple act, but it is a powerful declaration. Before we go further, if your spirit confirms this word, act on it now. Like this message as your agreement. Subscribe so you don't miss what God is speaking next. Drop your city and nation in the comments so the remnant across the world can rise together. Let me set the tone. You're no longer walking the same path as everyone else. Your journey is different. You have been carrying divine purpose long before you had words for it. God has been preparing you for this moment through things you thought would break you, through seasons that felt unfair, through battles you couldn't explain to anyone because the pain was too complex and the calling was too sacred. And yes, you may still feel uncertain at times, but know this, you're not alone. The presence of God is with you, guiding you, shielding you, nurturing you, shaping you. There is no need to doubt that you are on the right path. I'm speaking to you with the authority of truth tested by time, wisdom carried through generations of people who walked through fire and found God faithful in the flames. This is not just a pep talk. This is not shallow motivation. This is revelation. The power you seek is already within you, and tonight it will be unlocked. You must trust the process. Trust that God's timing is perfect. Trust that even your delays were not denials. They were development. Scripture says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11, and time has brought you here. So, I ask you again, are you ready? Are you ready to awaken the power that has been waiting inside you? If you are, drop your number and let the transformation begin. Because being chosen by God does not happen by chance. It is a divine selection, a sacred calling that transcends the ordinary. And it is placed upon those who are meant for more than what the world calls normal. Being chosen is not about status, fame, or conventional power. It is about assignment. It is about being called to serve a higher purpose, to carry a divine mission that cannot be fulfilled by just anyone. The Lord looks beyond appearance and measures the heart. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. That is why people underestimated you. That is why your path didn't match the crowd. Heaven saw something in you that others overlooked. God does not choose everyone, not because He is cruel, but because the weight of certain callings requires a certain kind of vessel. Divine selection is not random. It considers heart's journeys, endurance, and potential. Those who are chosen are often set apart, not because they are better, but because they are responsible for a unique assignment. Your life may not have been easy. You may have faced trials others could never understand, battles you never asked for, pressure that forced you to grow in silence. But those hardships were part of the preparation. They were tools of refinement. Scripture says, "When He has tried me, I shall come forth as gold." Job 23:10. What you thought was destruction was actually purification. Your selection is not only a gift, it is a responsibility. God has seen your willingness to face the unknown. He has watched you keep going when you felt empty. He has known all along that you would rise, that you would overcome darkness, and that you would step into the light. You were chosen because you have courage, because you have a heart that can carry others, because you can hold power without losing compassion. Everything has led you to this moment, this awakening. You are part of a divine plan, a grand design that reaches beyond what you can measure with earthly eyes. Your life has been woven into the fabric of that plan, thread by thread, even when you didn't realize it. And tonight, you will begin to see how your purpose starts unfolding. Now, listen closely. Spiritual awakening is not something that happens overnight, and it is not something everyone experiences in the same way. For the chosen ones, awakening is often deeply personal. It is a gradual opening of the soul, a deepening connection with God, a revelation of truth that has always lived inside you. It may have started as a whisper, an ache, a curiosity, a quiet feeling that there must be more than the life you were living. But now that whisper is becoming a roar. Spiritual awakening is a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It is the process of shedding layers, doubt, fear, confusion, and the false versions of yourself that were built for survival. As you awaken, you begin to see the world with new eyes. The mundane becomes sacred. The ordinary becomes charged with meaning. You realize you have access to a wellspring of divine wisdom that many never taste, because they never surrender deeply enough to receive it. Scripture says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and it will be given him." James 1:5. And tonight, wisdom is flowing toward you. This awakening is often marked by a surge of clarity. It can come in stillness, in quiet reflection, in moments of intense emotion, or in a sudden realization that makes your entire past make sense. It feels like a light turning on, like a veil lifting, like you're finally seeing the spiritual reality behind your natural story. And when that happens, gifts begin to flow more freely. Discernment, insight, intuition, courage, and a deeper awareness of God's leading. You may start noticing synchronicities, confirmations that you are on the right path, doors opening at strange times, conversations that answer prayers you never spoke aloud, warnings you sense before danger arrives, help that appears at the last possible moment. Do not dismiss these as coincidences. These are signs, gentle, precise guidance from a God who knows how to shepherd his chosen. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Psalm 37:23. And yes, as you awaken, you may question your life, your past, your choices, your relationships, your identity. That is normal. Growth often begins with holy discomfort. Chosen ones frequently experience moments of doubt as they step into power. Not because they are failing, but because they are expanding. The power awakening in you may feel too vast to understand at first. It is boundless. It is weighty. It takes time to comprehend what you are becoming. But know this, the power within you is real. It is divine. It is yours, and it is time to embrace it fully. For many chosen ones, the signs were present long before the awakening became obvious. You may have always felt different, like you didn't fit neatly into the world's molds. You may have felt isolated, misunderstood, even rejected. But those experiences were not proof that you were broken. They were proof that you were set apart. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to stand apart, to lead, to guide, to awaken others to truth. You may also have faced serious challenges, trials that tested your faith, your strength, your resilience. Those struggles were not random. They were training grounds. God knew you could endure them. And now, as you stand on the edge of awakening, you are about to receive what you need to overcome what lies ahead. That is why your path didn't match the crowd. Heaven saw something in you that others overlooked. Another sign is the deep sense of purpose you feel, even when life is chaotic, even when you cannot explain it. There is a quiet knowing inside you. I am here for a reason. That sense of purpose will intensify as your awakening unfolds, guiding your next steps. Your life is not an accident. The power awakening within you is part of a much larger plan. If you have felt different, if you have carried trials tailored to your spirit, if you have always sensed a higher purpose, then you, my dear chosen one, are being called to step into divine power. The awakening is happening now. The timing is perfect, and it is time for you to rise. Now, let's talk about the supernatural power coming to you tonight. You stand at the threshold of something monumental. This is a moment when the divine power you carried, often unseen, often untapped, begins to rise to the surface. God, in His wisdom, has timed it perfectly. Tonight, you will feel a shift subtle, yet undeniable, like a surge of divine energy that has been waiting for the appointed time. And that time is now. The power that is about to manifest has always been yours, but readiness matters. Many people desire power, but few are prepared to carry it with purity. That is why timing matters. That is why preparation mattered. As you listen, part of you may already be feeling it, the stirring in your soul, the quiet certainty. the sense that something is different. You are not here by chance. You are here because you are ready for what God has prepared. This marks a new chapter in your spiritual journey. Your soul is aligning with divine frequency, and you will begin to receive gifts, abilities, clarity, strength that will reshape your life. You may not feel everything at once, but the awakening has begun. You will notice subtle changes, a peace that doesn't match your circumstances, a confidence you didn't force, a calm mind, a clearer voice inside you. These are signs the power is stirring, and the beauty of God's power is that it often arrives unexpectedly. It won't always come when you're chasing it. It often comes when you surrender in stillness, in quiet spaces, in moments where your heart is open. You may be sitting alone when a revelation drops into your mind with startling clarity. You may be facing a challenge when sudden courage rises inside you like it was poured from heaven. That is grace. That is God moving. His timing is perfect. When this power arrives, it may feel like divine intervention you cannot fully comprehend at first. It may come as wisdom, an ability to see motives clearly, to discern truth, to recognize deception, to understand what used to confuse you. It may come as heightened intuition, knowing what to say, when to move, when to wait. These are not accidents. These are gifts flowing to you as you align with purpose. Your mind becomes clearer, your decisions more grounded, your path more illuminated. You may also receive supernatural strength, not only physical, but emotional, mental, spiritual. You will discover resilience you didn't know you had. You will face obstacles that once seemed impossible, and you will not collapse. You will stand, not because you are forcing outcomes, but because you are rooted, because you are anchored, because you are upheld. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalm 40:61. One of the most profound gifts is protection. As a chosen one, God shields you from what was designed to destroy you. This protection is not always visible, but it is real. You will sense it in danger. You will recognize it in the way you were spared. You will notice doors opening, paths clearing, delays that saved you from disaster. It will feel as if the Lord is clearing the way, ensuring you are never truly alone. He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. These are only examples. Your gifts may express uniquely, but the key is the same. Remain open, trust the process, and let the gifts flow naturally as you deepen your relationship with God. And remember, this power is not meant for ego, personal gain, or empty glory. It is sacred, and it comes with responsibility to serve, to uplift, to guide, to heal, to bring light. Now, hear this crucial truth. The unlocking of supernatural power is deeply connected to faith. Without faith, power remains dormant. Faith is the key. Faith is the doorway. Faith is the channel through which divine power flows. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Hebrews 11:6. When you trust God's timing, when you walk in obedience, when you keep your heart open, the gifts come more effortlessly. Not because you earn them, but because you are aligned with the one who gives them. Faith does not mean you never feel fear. It means you move while trusting God more than you trust the fear. It means you obey while the path is still forming beneath your feet. We walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. And when you walk by faith, the dormant power begins to surface. Challenges stop looking like walls and start looking like doors. Obstacles stop feeling like endings and start becoming evidence of your growth. As you prepare to receive these blessings, let faith be your cornerstone. Believe in God's power, trust His timing, know He chose you for a purpose. As you open your heart to Him, what has always been within you will flow freely, and you will begin to witness the miraculous. Because your awakening is not only personal, it is part of something bigger. God's plan for you, as one of His chosen, is woven into a divine design that stretches beyond your individual life. It is not merely about receiving blessings, it is about participating in the expansion of light in the world. As chosen ones awaken, a collective shift takes place. Unity rises, peace increases, truth spreads. People begin to remember God again, not as a concept, but as presence. Your awakening matters. Your obedience matters. Your growth matters. As your consciousness expands, transformational moments will come. Your perception of reality will shift. Where you once saw confusion, you will see patterns. Where you once felt fear, you will feel courage. Where you once doubted yourself, you will recognize assignment. This does not mean life becomes easy, but it becomes meaningful, and meaning gives you strength. You will begin to see divine fingerprints everywhere, in the people you meet, in the lessons you learn, in the timing of events, in the beauty of creation. Discernment will increase. Your life will align with your new spiritual posture, and your influence will grow. Not because you are trying to be noticed, but because light cannot stay hidden when it is truly burning. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others. Matthew 5:14-16. But understand this, the shift is a process. With awakening comes adjustment. Challenges may still arise. Tests that stretch your faith and refine your understanding. These are not obstacles, they are training. Embrace them. They shape you into the chosen one you were meant to be. That is why spiritual preparation is essential. The awakening requires openness, readiness, and a clear heart. Make space, clear distractions, rebuild your inner life. Stillness helps, meditation helps, quiet reflection helps. Not as performance, but as posture, making room to receive. Prayer is essential too. Through prayer, you align your heart with God's will, and you become more receptive to His guidance and blessing. Call to me, and I will answer you, and will tell you great and hidden things. Jeremiah 30:3. Surround yourself with what nourishes your spirit. Choose environments that strengthen you. Release negativity and doubt as much as you can. Guard your mind. Guard your peace. The more you align with truth, the more easily divine power flows. And yes, before the power fully awakens, challenges often intensify. That is not a sign you're losing. It is often a sign you're near breakthrough. Chosen ones face spiritual battles, emotional setbacks, and moments of doubt. The enemy attacks hardest when you are closest to becoming who God called you to be. Confusion tries to cloud your mind. Insecurity tries to shrink your identity. Temptation tries to pull you back into old patterns. But these battles are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. You may experience emotional heaviness as you confront the magnitude of your calling. The responsibility may feel intimidating, but remember, God never calls without empowering. He never assigns without supplying. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. What you feel as weakness can become the very place where God's power rests on you. You will also face tests, external and internal. External distractions, internal limiting beliefs. The voice that asks, am I really worthy? The question, can I really do this? These struggles are part of shaping your character. Overcoming them grows your confidence and strengthens your alignment. Patience is critical. Spiritual growth is not instant. It is cultivated, like a seed becoming a tree. Trust God's timing. When you feel overlooked, remember, hidden seasons are often the most productive seasons. Roots grow in darkness. God is not withholding your power. He is preparing you to carry it with wisdom. That is why the process matters. That is why your journey has been intense. God is shaping a vessel that can hold fire without burning others. And when your power is unleashed, the transformation will touch every part of you, emotionally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Clarity will wash over you like peace after a storm. Things that confused you will begin to make sense. You will feel a deep inner calm rooted in certainty. I was prepared for this. Spiritually, connection deepens. The presence of God becomes undeniable. Guidance becomes clearer. Purpose becomes stronger. Your energy shifts. Your desires shift. You stop chasing temporary satisfaction and begin craving purpose, service, healing, impact. You begin to manifest what you need, not as superstition, but as alignment. Your thoughts, words, and actions coming into agreement with your divine assignment. And when you are aligned, provision follows. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. This power is not for ego. It is for service. You've been chosen to bring light, truth, and love into a world that is starving for it. And you may wonder, how do I use this? The answer is simple. Give it away. Share it. Heal. Encourage. Pray. Love boldly. Speak life. Carry peace. Be a safe place. Be a bright place. Be a consistent witness. When your power awakens, you will feel an urge to serve. That is the mark of true spiritual authority. It bends toward compassion, not control. Your gifts, wisdom, discernment, healing, encouragement, insight are meant to elevate others. And as you pour out, you will be filled again. The more you give, the more your capacity expands. That is divine law. Living with purpose is how chosen ones stay aligned. When you understand you were selected by God, even small choices become sacred. Your words matter. Your habits matter. Your posture matters. The life you lead is not random. It is intentional, a mission. Staying aligned with God's will requires surrender. Not surrender as weakness, but surrender as trust. There will be times when the road is unclear. In those moments, do not force outcomes. Wait, Obi. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. With great power comes responsibility. You are entrusted with gifts, and gifts require integrity. Humility, wisdom, integrity keeps your actions clean. Humility reminds you that you are a vessel, not the source. Wisdom teaches you timing, discernment, and restraint. Each time you step into power, ask, does this serve the greater good? Does this bring healing? Does this honor God? And keep nurturing your growth. This is lifelong. Pray, reflect. Give thanks. Stay teachable. Stay grounded. Surround yourself with people who strengthen your faith and remind you of your calling. Keep learning. Keep rising. You are evolving, and the more you grow, the more clearly you will understand who you are and why you were chosen. As we reach the end of this message, take a moment and breathe. You are in the middle of a divine awakening. The power that is coming is not something you have to chase. It is something God is releasing at the right time. This is transformation. This is elevation. This is divine connection. And the shift is not only arriving, it is already unfolding within you. But remember, this power is not meant to inflate your ego. It is meant to uplift humanity. It is not for personal gain. It is for divine purpose. Walk with integrity. Walk with humility. Walk with love. If this message resonates, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you feel. Let others be encouraged by your testimony. And if you know someone who needs this reminder, someone who has been carrying silent battles, share this with them. Help them awaken. Help them rise. You are not here by accident. You are here because you were chosen for something extraordinary. Step into that power with grace and purpose. You are ready. You have always been ready, and the world is about to see the divine light that has been hidden in you for so long. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you, guiding you, protecting you, preparing you. The time is now. Rise, chosen one, and let your power shine. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.